winter day. Hazelwood, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis. And I'm here at my house building my first regular size Johnson Sioux bioreactor. Now I've got my little prototype reactor, the mini number 1 is over there. And then I got another one in the backyard back over that way. Can't see, well, you can see the edge of it back there. It's right past that deck. All right, you don't care. And I've got another one, a small one, but it's up at the other end of my little hoop houses. But today we're building a real one, a big one, a normal one, and we're on a slope. So not only do we have a pallet, I have a pallet under a pallet and a few boards to level it up. So the first step is to make sure this base is level. Now you're going to have to take my word on it that it's level. I put my level up, but it's level side to side and front to back. And then I screwed with garden screws the boards and pallets together so they wouldn't shift. Now the next step, and I'm here by the way with my sister-in-law Marcia, who you can hear furiously drilling. She has already, say hi Marcia.
Hi.
She's already cut the pipes to, we made them 5 feet 6 inches so that they would stick out a little bit. One of my big problems is they're hard to pull out. We're both not spring chickens, so we're making them fall chicken friendly. So she's drilling the holes in there, and we're using cordless drills. You could do this with a corded drill if you wanted. The first step was to get this level, as I said, and that took a little while. I did that before Marcia got here and wanted to get it all copacetic. Then the next thing to do is you lay a level from one corner to the other. It could be a straight edge, doesn't have to be a level. And you make these little marks in here to find the center. Well, you can see my center happens to be right in the middle of a crack, so I moved it over just a little bit and then drew a line up from that so I knew where to go from. Then the next step was to hook up a little piece of wood. That's this guy. And I screwed him in right there with a deck screw. Alright, now I'm just going to go ahead and show you this. Just take a little deck screw. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Oh, that's a challenge. And screw them down. Now previously I had taken and put this up to the edge and cut it off with a little saw. Now I don't want my reactor to go right to the edge. I want it to be close. I don't want it to fall. So I swung this around to make sure that we weren't at the edge, and you can see it's off a little bit on this side. So that's why I drilled the hole there. I used that to put a pencil in, like so, and just drag it around and scribe my mark. I did that all the way around so I know where the bioreactor is going to wind up. Okay? Once I got that done, I can pop this back out of there. We just don't want it to hang over, and we want to be able to cinch it down good and tight. So let me take that screw out now. You're out of business?
Yeah, I put the new battery in, but
Is it a dead one?
it's a dead one.
Try a different one. There's 2 more over there.
Oh, that yellow one could be used on this? I thought it was different.
I think they're all DeWalt. Let me have the one that you...
The one I first used is up against the wall.
Okay. Try that other one there, or you could use this one here. And then I probably need to go plug that one back up. I'm going to put this camera on you so it's very interesting while I go charge that battery. Otherwise, people are going to bail on us. All right, so you get to watch Marcia drilling holes. It's exciting.
There's water dripping.
Well, it's all exciting, huh? Me scribing lines or her drilling holes. That's what's going on. I'm going to go charge that battery up because it's cold and we're going to need them.
Okay.
They're going to go in and out. What I want to show you here now,
We are outside.
yeah, is you can see the center mark, and then I have drawn a line up from it toward the garage. The line is right here. And you want no part of this to be further than 12 inches from air. You have air coming from the bottom up to the pallets. The outside edge here is 9 inches to this hole. I'm going to put my first hole there, and I've marked it. I used a hole saw to drill out the circle I want. And we're going to have a hole in the middle and then 5 around the outside edge. Since there's 360 degrees in a circle, each one of these is going to be exactly 72 degrees apart. I say exactly, roughly. So, I was talking before, this is a carpenter's square, but the original name for this was a normal, and we get our word normal from the concept of a carpenter's square. This is 90 degrees for normal. Now, we need 72, so it's going to be abnormal. If it was bigger than 90, it'd be obtuse. Since it's littler than 90, it's acute. We need a 72 degree angle, roughly. So I have this little protractor here. You can pick these up in a hardware store. And I'm going to lay this out. Let me show you what that looks like. I don't know if you can see it real good there. But it shows you the 72. I can see Tina's watching from the comfort of inside the house. Hi, Tina. All right, so now I have that set. And you can see right in here, it says 70. Oops. Now, I have two choices. This one's obtuse, that one's acute. So that's the correct angle. I almost said right angle. All right, so I put that on here, right where my screw was. That gives me my mark that I took out here. That gives me 72 degrees. All right? 72. So now what I want to do is I want to have this pipe be about the same as the other. So I'm going to come 9 inches in off the center on that mark. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, here's the problem you're going to run into. That is going to put me cutting into one of my main supports here for this. Personally, I would rather have this be not using up my main support and making this a lot stronger. So I'm moving it over. It's not going to be perfect. Right around there. Alright? That's my second one. That's number one. Number two. So now if I come off of that line, switch it this way. Get the mark. Something like that. Move that over. Come here. Because we have all different sizes of pipe. I know that they suggested a certain size. It's just for air to get through. I figure enough air is going to get through with any of these pipes we're using. We have a variety of sizes. Let me go back and show you over here with Marcia. As she's drilling them all. You can see we have a variety of size. We're going to put the 2.5.
That's the bottom.
Okay. The 2.5 inch pipe, which is the biggest one, is going to go in the center. So now you could do this several different ways. I happen to have a lot of hole saws, but I also have a very cold day. If the hole saws, the batteries go out and I can't get them charged up fast enough, we'll switch to a jigsaw. But I'm going to set up my first hole by making sure that this pipe fits in. Now, the thing is on these pipes, they only stay in for a day or so. They've got little air holes drilled in them, which is what Marcia is doing. But really, you only need those for a little while. So we just put little holes. I think they're 5/8. We started off with 1/2 inch, but they were taking too long to drill in the cold. So there's our holes. And up at the top, we're going to put a little hole for a rope to pull them out. I want to make sure my hole saw is the right size. Plenty good. So you can see there, my hole saw fits over the end of the pipe. Okay. So now I'm going to drill that center. By the way, when you're laying these out, if you're doing a lot of them, you might want to do a template. This is a template I made for my little mini, but it needed one less pipe because it was smaller. That template wouldn't do for a 6-pipe setup, so I didn't use it. But if you were making a bunch of these, it would probably be in your best interest to go ahead and make a template and just use it over and over to lay them out. I'm going to go ahead and drill this one now. We got these nice hole saws. If you could do the same thing with a smaller bit and then a jigsaw. So, let's see how much oomph this battery has left.
Well, the other one still has some.
All right, well, I've got 3 more batteries for this one too, so we're in Bristol shape, or 2 more.
Here's a piece of wood if you want to stick it on there. That way you can go completely through and you don't have to worry about filling the... Oh, I'm sorry. I want to scoot my hand down further. There we go. Now, where was that one when I was drilling? Oh, that one's nice.
You were holding out on it, huh?
Yeah, it's got me over here for 5 hours.
Maybe I'm just holding it right.
That could be too.
Yeah, right.
It's that brute force
It's
of
it.
yours.
Yeah. I'm thinking pure thoughts.
Alrighty, good deal.
Alright,
Now
so.
is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We gotta do the big one.
Nope. Okay.
It's up there.
Oops. The center pole.
Yep. Gotta be able to pull that one out too.
Yep.
Okay,
So I've got to get my first compost I made with the miniature one tested for the fungal stuff. I got them all registered.
There we go.
You know, they've got that registry.
Uh-huh.
I just went ahead
And did it?
and got myself in it.
You got a knife
All
or
right,
scissors or
so
something?
here's what I'm going to do.
Connect them all?
Why don't you take the camera and point it up at me so I can watch what I'm doing.
Turn it around here?
Just turn it so you can see it. And I'm just going to pop this string through here. It's regular old gardening type rope. Can you see my hands?
Ah, you can see your hands and
Alright,
part of your face even.
I'm going to do a square knot. Left, over, right, under and over, right, over, left,
Oh,
under
sorry.
and over.
Okay. You can show them again on the other one.
Yeah, I'm going to do it again, and again, and again. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this and I'll tape it up later. I don't know if that's going to be long enough, but we'll find out.
Oh, it's like a little handle.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
So, poking the tape side through, 'cause it's easy. up like this. You walk around the edge there.
Come here, buddy. Uh-oh.
We'll tie it off to this in a minute.
Okay. Get in there, Buster. Buster Brown. Now our bamboo is sticking out over here in places,
All right.
which makes it kind of hard to
on just a minute. I'm going to grab a pair of pliers.
Okay, and grab the twisties off that little table too.
All right. Where are they at?
On this little rock table here with the rope and the tape measure.
Will be. All right.
Yeah, our bamboos are in the way. We're being bamboozled.
They wound up being not quite as tall as we thought, those pipes, huh?
No, I guess not.
All right, so
Well, you got the ropes on there, so.
let's see. I'm going to turn this so they can see what we're doing and put that back with me.
Well, the thing is, Rod, look over here for a second. This bamboo, see this? It's not going to let me go past.
Okay, so let's look. Here, hold on to these.
Already, got him.
I'm going to come up.
Let me come on up.
Maybe this is better. Put them on later. Ouch.
Come on. I got you.
Got me in the neck. All right, so.
And the you know what? If we can lift these up enough with the bamboos on top of this for the moment, while the post won't stand the whole. Oh, they will. They're long
We're
enough.
starting to figure out why they put the poles in last always. I think I'm just going to lift them out altogether.
Well, here, let's just do this. See, look. And then we can, but we got to do all of them, all the
I got to
bamboos.
pull this toward me. Can you step back on that rock plate
Yeah.
there? Right. It needs to come up. It's stuck on the corner over there.
Oh, I see. Well, wait a minute. Push back this way. Push back this way. There we go. Unhook. There. Perfect.
Now,
You want these to do it, or are you just going to use those long those long pieces?
I'll use those little pieces in here. What we're doing is fastening the last little bit of the landscape material. We forgot to get it all up there. It became painfully obvious when we were carrying it.
I have one here, and I was thinking, well, I don't need it on the very end, but we did.
Yeah. So I'm twisting these last little bits on here. And I'm going to move the camera over here so you can see what we're doing in a second. Last one right there. We purposely made this a little bigger than it needed to be, mathematically.
But I think it fits your circle for maybe making
There's a conduit clamp for 1/2 inch. You can probably use a smaller one, but I'm going to put this right here. The wire's below it. And
Is
I'm
it
gonna
on the is it on your line?
Yeah, and I'm going to screw it into that board down there.
Yeah, okay.
So what I need to do is get some of my screws, which I had in a little pouch. Here they are. Alright. So I've got these decking screws, and what I'm thinking is this might get windy out here, and I'm going to zoom in on where I'm putting it in, and you can see there that it has a cross piece, you know, underneath framework, and I'm going to zoom in on that and attach it to that.
For extra support.
Yeah, keep this from blowing over. Plus, when it gets done, I don't know that I want to take a whole bunch of electrician staples out. It just seems like a hassle. So this seems like a lot more secure to me. So that's going to hold it down real good over
Okay,
here.
and then have
I'm going to do one on the back now, same
right
thing.
there.
And I'll move this around so you can kind of see back there. Same thing I did on the other side though.
Right on there.
Yeah. And let me get this set up. So once again, you can see our line that we put on there, and you see that cross piece. Thinking of it as a joist, but you know, 2x4 down below, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right
on
and I'm going to get another one of those out of my pocket. And I'll move this so you can see what I'm doing over there. And so we've got our line that you saw me draw earlier today. That's a pretty hefty screw. And it's galvanized. So that ought to keep it from tipping.
There you go.
I don't know if I'll get it dogged down there enough though. That's
There you
better.
go. There it is. There we
And
go.
the geometry told me to make it.
There. Now, you got a board right here, so you could put one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right in there.
Move this camera.
Right in here. Well, you can see where the nails are.
Yeah. All right.
And this needs
Let me back this up a little.
to go.
All right. Make sure this one can see. Yep. All right. So, same thing. I'm going to go over here. And because we've got our line, we know where this should be. And the nails are showing me where to screw to. We're in Missouri, so it gets pretty windy here sometimes. If a tornado comes, this thing's going to fly off. But
Not now.
less than a tornado, we might be okay. We'll see.
There it is. Okay. You want to put one back there, Rob?
Yeah, I've got several more here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think I'm just going to go around and do them. I think at this point I'm going to
And then
back
we'll
the
do
cameras
this,
off.
eventually we'll connect it if we go back and forth like this.
Now I'm just going to show you a little further away. So we're starting to get it together here. Dan, if you make one of these, you'll probably be the first person in Germany.
There you go.
They've got them in South Africa. They've got them in Australia. I don't remember seeing any in Germany yet. This bioreactor, if you use the output of it
Over here.
as a slurry when you plant the field, it has the ability to take tons, literally tons of carbon out of the earth. Actually, my small bioreactor, I'm just going to swing this around. I did the math. This little one right here, just that little bioreactor, which is much smaller than the one we're working on now, that one there can take 348.25 tons of carbon out of the air if we apply the output as a slurry to cropland. Of course, I'm going to start off by using it in my raised beds. So carbon going to start coming into my yard. Making my soil better. All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm on your line.
Where you at?
This one right back here. See it there?
I might throw
There
a few
you go.
staples in too, just for the hell of it.
I don't think you'll need it. Going the way we are.
We'll give it a wiggle test and see what it does.
Yeah, I mean, feel this is really sturdy.
Yeah, it feels pretty sturdy. And when you get stuff in it,
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
you do one.
Now I think we need to start
one
bringing it
more on that
together.
side. You know what we're going to do? Lace it together and then put the last one on.
The last one or two.
Yeah, so what we're doing now is working on lacing it.
There's your circle. Here it is.
So you can see, I'm going to move this camera slightly.
Yep, maybe just place that part.
Watch.
There we go.
Step
That's
there.
good. If you want to put one in over here, Rob.
Okay, I'll come and do that then.
Yeah, because that way it'll, you know, right in here, right on the line, and then it'll be where it needs to be, and then
To make it easier to lace.
automatically laces. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now they make these 1-hole and 2-hole straps. I might go back and get some of my 2-hole straps and use on this, because then there would be no escaping. It couldn't wiggle loose.
Right. Now see, this is right on the line. So right in there, and then we can put another one over here even. Yep. Got it? One more right here. And this one, yeah, I think it's going to be real sturdy.
I think it'd be super easy to get loose too, this way, instead of having to take all the staples out
Exactly.
when you're ready to use it.
Just right even. Oh, it's good. Calculations expired. We're too close to finishing. There you go.
So we've got that screwed
Wow,
down
nice.
with the 1-hole straps real well.
Yeah, we do.
So now what we want to do
Is lace the two.
is lace the two pieces together. So we made it overlap. You know what? We're gonna have to reach in there and hook those out. Let's leave this on the inside, Martha,
Oh,
and then I will poke it with my hands through.
oh.
Okay, so
I'll
let me
go the way.
explain what we're doing.
Yeah, I want to see. 'Cause
There-
I'm not sure either.
When we cut this, I'm gonna show you over this way. You can see.
When
Yeah.
it gets filled, this lays right. You know, right now it's
Yeah, it's a little floppy, but it's
right,
going to get
but
filled up.
once it gets filled up, it'll be tied up against it.
So we have cut these pieces this long, they're 5 inches long, that are hanging out on the inside here. So I'm going to reach in, I'm going to start down low, because if I start high I won't be able to get them. And I'm going to bend them and poke them through. So they're going to come through. See if you can see in the camera.
I'll try, hon.
Right
Yeah, I can see you.
here.
You
That's
getting
one
it?
of them. There's another one. And I'm just going to bend that back over.
There you go. Perfect. You might want to try to catch that excess cloth in there too, Rob. So
Oh,
it's
this-
not flapping in the wind.
Yeah.
And that way it'll, you know, be out of the way.
Now, can you see what I did there? I just bent it back. Now I'm going to push this piece over it. Bend it a little more. Next piece.
Whoop. Yeah. Okay.
I probably ought to put my gloves on. That's rusty.
Now, when you poke it through, you've got it pulled pretty tight
You think that's going to mess up the...
When you fill it,
Right.
it might rip it, hon.
So let's...
Yeah,
undo
pull
that
some of
a
that
little.
fabric back out. Yeah, you just want to make sure when it gets filled up, it's not going to snap that and rip it. Can you get it?
Figure it out.
There you go. Now, can you pull it off?
And I don't think there's anything magical about the cloth. I think it keeps the compost from going through, but still, like Marcia's right, we don't want it to be too tight.
Well, if it gets ripped a big hole, the stuff is going to come out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would leave that one like that and
Yeah, I
just
think
do
that
the
one's
rest of them.
gonna decide already. Or, you know what?
Just, I mean, I wouldn't twist it, Rob. I would just leave it sticking the way it was. Just leave it out.
Up this way?
Yeah, yeah. And that way the fabric can, as the stuff is put
Yeah,
in there.
I'll tighten it down once it's full.
Well, yeah, exactly. And the thing of it is, you're going to have the others tightened around it. So I don't think that one is going to make any difference. Just try to don't try to pull the fabric like that. Yeah. There you go. Well, that can be cut off even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a big pair of pliers in my pocket,
There you go.
and I'm not using them.
Doesn't look half bad.
No. And I don't know, can you see what I'm doing?
Let me peek and see. If you could stand on the other side, it'd probably be better, because they can see your back. And let me hold that fabric out of the way, and then you can just cut it off. She's bending
That's
that.
better. Yeah, I'm bending the wire here.
I smell the mint. It smells good.
Yeah, I love it when I cut the grass.
Uh-huh. There you go. Oh, goodness. Gotta reach in there.
And this is how you take it apart later. You just undo these.
I'm just tucking this in the wire here, right? That's working for right now anyway.
Some of these other ones got a little unbent when I...
Well, some of them were kind of wonky anyway. There you go, perfect.
That one got a little loose. I'm going to pull it a little tighter now.
You know, you could just leave it like that again.
Let your hands come
Yeah.
to the... And I can squeeze it on this end. Watch yourself. There.
There.
She's a tough customer. Look at her go.
Hey, I've done a lot of wire bending.
All right.
And you wouldn't believe how many cages I've made. I have deer out where I live.
Yeah, we have deer too.
Not like we have out there, I'm telling you what. It's just,
Yeah, you do have a lot of them out there.
yeah, I mean, that's why I'm used to bending this sort of stuff, the wire. You get it close and I'll do the final. There you go.
Some of them just did themselves now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, in the middle.
What time's the mail usually get here?
Pretty early.
Oh. I can't reach up and do it.
Yeah, I got these pliers. I'll put them on there. now we gotta fill it. We don't
Not
have to do it today.
Not today. Is this stuff gonna go in there?
Some of it might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably grind it up though.
Yeah.
Uh,
Make it more easy to break down.
yeah, the bigger. I used sticks from that invasive honeysuckle,
Right.
and I should have put them
Ground
through a
them?
wood chipper.
Yeah.
But he's done these bioreactors, Dr. Johnson, where he's put straight wood chips in it and it works, but it works slower.
Right.
So what I'm thinking is, what's interesting about these is he does not have to put in, no one has to put in the nitrogen carbon mix. You can put in straight carbon and they work.
Right. Right.
And then what happens is, in some ways it's better. It's not like a regular compost pile. You wind up getting higher densities of nitrogen fixing microbes. So he has, since he's a microbiologist, PhD in it, and his master's within microbiology, he's done studies about what the communities are that are in these things. And we're done. And he has found that he has a higher percentage of nitrogen fixing
Did you
micro.
want to put one in front?
I'm going to switch my roll here to the 2-hole straps for a minute.
Oh,
So I'm going to go get a few 2-hole straps.
okay.
So, and then I'm going to show a little bit about what I'm going to put in it without doing too much putting in just yet. Have to run up here. You know what? They've already seen hooking the bottom. I'm going to come back and hook it some more in a minute, but let me show them what I'm going to put in it.
Yeah.
And how I'm going to do it. So I was watching a video on comparing these leaf mulcher things, and I thought of an interesting idea. I'll tell you about it in a second. Hang tight. I'm going to go get my magical mulcher.
Oh, that's why you got the bucket over there?
Yeah, the bucket's there so I can show them what I'm doing. The video I watched was comparing some sorry about that loud noise. Was comparing some leaf grinders. I should have had all this put over here, but it was in the way. So hang on just a second. I'm going to go get a tub full of leaves.
Yeah, you got some right there. That'll give them the idea, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to fill this with a lot of carbon, but I don't want the leaves to be
Too
too
compacted?
big. So when they were comparing these
Leaf?
the leaf grinder mulcher thingies, it turned out they were basically a weed eater in a tub. And I thought, hey, I got a tub. I got a weed eater. Let's try that and see what happens. So let's find out. Yeah, okay. Here we go. You know what, boys and girls, that works pretty good. So,
Yeah, look at it.
that came out real fine. So what I'm going to do, the reason I didn't make a big one before was I didn't want to reach up there and fill it up. But as you can see, this particular location is right next to my rock wall here. So I'm going to go up to the top and show you what I'm going to do next. Let's look in the top here. And I think what I'm going to do, there we go. Some of those pipes are a little off. Turns out, I think my bamboo is a little longish.
Yeah, if you can cut it or break it.
Yeah, I
or...
think I'm going to go down there and manipulate it from below so I don't fall off.
I don't know, Rob, it's not bad.
No, it's just one piece down here.
Yeah, at that side. If you can lift it up higher than the wire.
Yeah. I'm gonna scoot it toward me a little bit.
Yeah.
The top. And then I can pull it out.
There you go. There you go.
Actually,
that's good. Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm gonna pull this way. Pull that over like that. All right. And then the problem is that one's
this
tied
one needs
on
to
wrong.
be. It was poking. Rob, be careful. Here.
Right.
I'm gonna pull it out on top. There we go.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah. See?
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Alrighty.
I'll come back around.
Here you guys go.
So, my plan, I'm going to start off, I want to keep the airflow free down in the bottom. So you can see this thing is pretty big. But you can see the pipes in there. You can see right down to the bottom, and it occurs to me right away. Let me just throw this. Watch yourself.
I'm gonna get out of your way.
So I'm going to use straw on the bottom anyway. And that's going to let the air come through. Get my fingers out of here and just leave that like that. That'll still seal it up pretty good. Don't let the air come through and get into the pile from the bottom. We have a bale of straw left from Halloween. Just sitting around. I used some of it in my garden, but my garden's only so big.
How much more do you need? I'll get another help.
I'd get another piece that big.
Okay.
And we'll split it up to get it aired out a little bit. And that's going to be the start.
That thing's growing already.
Yeah, it was sitting on some mulch, and I noticed that it was really getting a good fungal growth going, and I thought this would be great in the pile.
down there. It's frozen in here. That's what's
And we are not going to fill this thing today, folks, but
no,
we're just getting a start.
there you go. So we good?
Yeah, that's a good start. Now,
You leave?
I'm going to throw those leaves in there that I ground up. And I'll come back and fill this rest later, but you get an idea of how to do it. And I can do this from up top now without having to climb. I wanted to do a quick update. It's now the beginning of June. I made this bioreactor back on the 27th of February, and it has dropped down on the inside almost 2 feet at this point. So it's down almost to, I'll show you here, my thermometer. So the level has dropped down just almost to my thermometer, and you can see that it's holding about 80 degrees now. I need to move that thermometer down lower, but that's pretty amazing. I've put extra stuff in it. Probably not supposed to do that, but I did. And you can see here I put fun noodles in where it had the pipes to keep it from collapsing. And I do throw some of my garbage from the house. I mean scraps, pineapples. You can see there's some pineapple parts in here. And one thing I do a little differently than Dr. Johnson is I have black soldier fly larvae in here. And they really like to eat up this stuff. Plus it seems like I have quite a few gnats working on it as well. But I coated the outside of it with the black fabric when I could find some, so I still have the brown on the inside, which wasn't a very good choice, but I got the black on the outside now. Things are working well. I'm keeping it wet. It is quickly going down, and so about halfway down now, and it's just the beginning of June. I think it's like June 7th today, or somewhere close to that. All right, I'll update you as we go along.